We're live.
To the show that
I
gets
just
off.
I had to take the thumbnail off for some reason. I don't know
There you
what.
go.
I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, welcome back to the show that gets off to as hot of a start as the Dallas Cowboys. We are down and out. If you saw the intro earlier, we got to redo it. If you didn't see it, it's not great. The vibes are low,
Vibes are
ridiculously
very
low. I will set up the same conversation again though. This is going to be a really interesting conversation because the three of us are at very different stages of our Dallas Cowboy fandom. Corey,
You could say that again.
Corey's brand new. This was his first year. I gave up and have been dead inside since 2019. And Ryan, I think, cares more about and loves more the Cowboys more than anyone I know. So, Ryan, the floor is yours, man.
It's tough, man. And I gave my little little spiel, little disclaimer that if there's ever been a time that you wanted to hear me speak negatively about the Dallas Cowboys, tonight would be the night. I'm not gonna bash us. After tonight, it's back to being positive, Ryan. But there's definitely some stuff that is frustrating. We're way too good for me not to be excited about the games this weekend, and so. It's just disappointing. It's disappointing. This felt like, and I know you can always, it's Cowboys year. It's set up really well this year. Better than it has in a long time, which is why I think this loss is different than the other ones. I think there's been bad ones in the past, but this one wasn't bad. This one was catastrophic. It almost felt like the end of an era. And I think you and I talked about that a little bit, but this one sucks. It hits different.
It does. I'm a 29-year-old Dallas fan. I pretty much only know embarrassment when it comes to the playoffs, and this is the worst. I can't remember a time feeling this low. Maybe the 13-3 year when you lost in the divisional round after getting the bye, but I can't really remember feeling this negative before. And you at least had the idea. I had said I thought we'd win pretty easily in the first round and then probably lose in the second round. And to me, that would have been enough to, major changes have to be made. And then 5 minutes before we go live tonight, we find out 0 changes are going to be made. So we're just going to run that back. It's been doing so well, had so much success, and we're going to run it back. So that's a tough pill to swallow.
I think that's probably the biggest, just kick in the pants.
Right.
Is that, hey, guys, we did really good this year. And you know what? We didn't accomplish all the goals. And Jerry grandstanded and was like, if we don't make it.
Jerry Jones was crying on national television 4 days ago. Was crying.
Yeah.
Tears in his eyes, was boohoo crying in front of a bunch of media, and still wasn't enough to actually do anything.
Yeah.
And I tweeted this. I'm not ever going to tell anyone how to be a fan. I'm never going to tell anyone how to root for this team. But please, for your own sake, don't care more about the Dallas Cowboys than the Dallas Cowboys care about the Dallas Cowboys. Stop. I mean, I don't know.
I just think on the head coaching part, and then I'll move on. I do not believe that Jerry Jones doesn't care about the Cowboys. I think he cares about the Cowboys as much as anyone. I think right now what we're seeing is he's not allowing himself to quote unquote be wrong.
Yeah.
And he feels like if you get rid of McCarthy, then, I swung and missed there. My problem with that is, it makes him – I think it makes him look worse by not doing anything rather than, hey, you were wrong about McCarthy. I'm not even here to say that McCarthy's wrong. The dude's won a Super Bowl. We've won 12 games 3 years in a row. Here's my problem with it. Number one, if you do the same thing over and over and expect different results – That's the definition of insanity. But most importantly, my problem with this is right this second on the head coaching market, you have Mike Vrabel, you have Jim Harbaugh, you have Bill Belichick. You have three – it's three of the best candidates that there's been.
It's maybe the best head coaching free agency ever.
Yeah, three teams are going to get a superstar head coach.
Yep.
And what I don't want to see happen is – we have this catastrophic, embarrassing, terrible loss, and we don't make any changes. We don't try anything new. And the Eagles, who also have this unbelievably embarrassing end of their season, they lose 6 out of the last 7 after starting 10-1. They fire Sirianni and then go get a Vrabel or a Belichick or a Harbaugh,
And are
and then they come
amazing.
and then they kick our ass because
Yeah.
they have the roster to actually do something.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where the Bears are with Justin Fields. Is like, yeah, we like who we have, but there's some what we think is some generational talent in this class, and if we don't go get that guy and we're wrong and we get our butts kicked for the next however long, we're going to be pissed. And I think that's where I'm at right now is because you've got Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel,
didn't even mention Pete
Belichick,
Carroll.
like all these guys who are proven winners in the NFL, and you don't even want to go try and get them. We do have somebody who wants to call in with Cowboys solutions.
Okay, I'm
So,
here for solutions.
Yeah, I think we're all waiting on a solution.
After that, Adam Schefter has dropped Jerry Jones quotes. If y'all would like me to read the Jerry Jones quotes,
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. It's pretty
Yeah.
long. If you have the caller ready,
Okay,
we'll go with the
I'll call
caller.
him right now.
Okay. He opened with, "I believe this team is very close and capable of achieving our ultimate goals, and the best step forward for us will be with Mike McCarthy as our head coach." That's how it opened.
That's disgusting.
That's how it opened. I also want to get to some Dak Prescott talk after this conversation.
I'm trying to call him.
I got another thing to say about the coaching stuff too. So let's. after
Hello,
the call.
I don't mute. Can you hear us, Mario? Yeah, of course. Not right now. Let me.
Almost.
There
Maybe.
we go.
Try
Can
it
you hear us,
again.
Mario?
Yep.
All right.
There we
Testing
go.
1, 2.
All right,
Yeah.
Mario, you've got the floor. Tell us how you gonna fix the Cowboys?
That, I don't have the solution. That's what I was going to ask Ryan. Because Ryan, I remember it was maybe in the beginning of the first episode, beginning of the season, you
Long
had
time
said
viewer, first time
something.
caller.
Long time.
Yeah,
first time.
you had said something that, getting Dak Prescott ain't the solution for the Cowboys, right? To my knowledge, I think I remember you saying that. But now that we have just completed the season, and then we go into the playoffs, go against the Packers with high expectations, and that happens. What can we do now? I mean, I personally do not believe that if we're going to continue on this rate, the Cowboys will be nothing less for just, settling just to be in the playoffs and then get eliminated. Like, that's what I want to talk to you guys
Kind of
about.
stuck
Like,
in the
what
Pittsburgh
can we do?
Steelers.
And I just read on Facebook, that the Cowboys are going to continue with Mike McCarthy. I was like,
Yep.
well, I don't know. I just don't know. And I wanted to talk not just to Ryan, but just everybody. Like, what are your thoughts about it? I was just like, because I can't focus on it. It's just so I don't know what to do.
I don't think they do either.
So the Dak problem is first and foremost, I don't know that Dak cannot be our quarterback for at least a couple of years because of the money part. I don't think him not being the quarterback next year is an option. We also are in this just purgatory spot where Dak is really stinking good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to come up here and say that Dak is not a good quarterback. I am going to say that after this weekend, it's probably time that we decide that, Dak's not going to win us the Super Bowl. Okay?
Right.
But I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback. So the problem is you would purposely be letting go of a guy that's the seventh or eighth best quarterback in the NFL for what? There is no solution.
My only problem with that is, and that's been my argument for like years, and like I will never forget the amount of crap I've taken from so many different people for this take. But Dak Prescott probably is the seventh or eighth best quarterback in the league. But if there's only 5 quarterbacks that can win you a Super Bowl, that doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. Like, yeah, it's great. He's a very good regular season quarterback. He's good against not great teams. He's really good when the Cowboys come out early and everything's going their way. But he never wins the big game. He never wins the playoff games. And I know this is probably a bad take, or a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with me, but I would almost gladly sign up for a restart, even if that was going to take 3, 4, 5, 6 years. If I knew we were at least trying to get to that next point, I would gladly sign up for the bad years, for the rebuild years. I would do it.
The problem with that, and if we were closer to being a bad team, I would agree with that. We're not. You've got the best young defensive talent in the NFL. You've got the second best receiver in the NFL. You've got
The 7th or 8th best quarterback.
I mean, you've got the 7th or 8th best quarterback.
The number one receiving tandem.
You have a
quarterback to receiver
this
combination.
season. You have a up and coming tight end. You have some good You have some good offensive linemen, some old, and I know that they'll retire. But
Secondary looks
Tyler
good.
Smith, you have the best cornerback duo in the. So we are. Other than if we were not the Dallas Cowboys, if we were just a random franchise, people would go, that team's pretty close. That team's pretty close.
Oh, yeah. If we were the
They've
Atlanta
got,
Falcons.
they've got all these
yeah.
pieces.
I'm just,
but
I think it was just so crazy. Like, I'm sitting with my dad, and he's like, you think Cowboys gonna win? I'm like, listen, man. I was like, I'm gonna be honest. It was sort of a mediocre season because, again, I like that. Dak Prescott's a likable guy. I think he's a great quarterback. But when it came to the big games, he just wasn't there. And then when he played Miami, like, people were calling it the Fraud Bowl because Miami was also just a mediocre team. I'm just like, okay. And then they ended up losing that game. Okay. And then after that, I just kind of I didn't sleep on the Packers, but I wasn't surprised that, that happened in the playoffs. I'm just like, okay, what can we do? And so, but I like your takes. I like what you said, but I don't know. It just, to me, it doesn't sound, I don't know, waiting another 3-4 years. Like, how long is it going to take? Because it's just, who knows? There might be a quarterback that's, in the next few years that could win a Super Bowl. And then Dak Prescott's still going to be sitting there trophy-less. But I don't know. It's just, I agree with all your takes.
Then you've done this for another
sure.
3 or 4 years before you start the rebuild.
And the worst part is if you get the quarterback wrong, like say you let Dak walk and then you stink for a year, get the top 5 overall pick, you miss, then you're another. You spent 3 or 4 years on that guy.
Yeah.
Now
when you already had the 7th or 8th.
Yeah. Now
quarterback.
Micah Parsons is gone. Now our quarterbacks are gone. Now we've had to retool at other positions. I mean, it's just it's tough. Mario, I appreciate you calling in, brother.
Yeah, thanks
for the call, man.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of the show. I really do like y'all's takes and everything. I like just sitting there and listening wherever I am, whether I'm driving my car, reading a book, or whatever. It's just, you guys are pretty great, and you guys do a great job of that.
Thanks, man.
We appreciate
community
that.
and Transmedia for sure.
Thanks, brother.
Needed a
Yeah,
positive,
we
need some
needed that
positive
tonight.
reassurance tonight. Thanks,
Yeah.
bud.
Yeah, you guys stay warm out there.
Yes, sir.
Sorry,
We
you too,
will.
man.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye. All right, bye-bye.
Another thing I'll say about the Dak situation, and I had this conversation with my dad the other day. Again, Dak is a good quarterback. He's the 7th. He's a top 8 quarterback in the NFL. I don't think that's really debatable. If you just break it down, we've done that before.
Yeah.
How many guys you would take Dak over? Here's the problem. Dak's really good for what he's capable of doing. Okay, he's not exceptionally gifted in any of the major categories.
He's by far the best at yelling, "Here we go."
Patrick Mahomes has unbelievable, ungodly arm strength. He has that. Okay, Josh Allen's is just a freak of athletic nature, size. He's a freak.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson has this unbelievable versatility trait that just no one can match. Dak checks none of those boxes.
Right.
Got an okay arm. He's seems like his understanding of the offense is good. He's smart. He runs around a little bit, pretty
good at
good.
getting out of the pocket.
He's just not. He's not athletically gifted enough to take over a game in a bad situation. And you talk about that. You say that Dak is really good when he's got the right hand. When the cards have been dealt and everything's right, Dak is a stud. And I think this year he showed that.
Yeah.
And I think in his career he showed that. There's been moments where you watch Dak and you go, man, this is a guy that we can get behind. But in the playoffs, when you play against a LaFleur or a Shanahan or a McDaniel, these guys that are – I just don't know how you don't look at those guys and feel like it's different than what we get with Mike McCarthy. And so when you've got your back against the wall early like you did against a Packers team –
Well, that's why they chose to take the ball first.
For sure. And against a Packers team, I don't care how bad they beat us, the Cowboys – in every form or fashion is better than that Packers roster.
100%.
And so when the backs were against the wall, I just don't think Dak just hasn't shown that he can show up in those moments. And it's time to admit that. I mean, we've seen it time and time again that, the 12-win seasons, that's great. The 40 touchdown years, that's great. The second team All-Pro this year, that's fantastic. But And Dak knows it, but none of that means anything.
I will say, for what it's worth, and I know I'm like the Dak hater here, but if I were to have to defend him, I think if you look at the quarterbacks who were close to him, who had a chance to maybe pass him this year, it's Tua, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, they all
They
have
all
gotten
had
worse
bad-
as well.
yeah.
Or we're all perceiving them as worse now as well. So it's not like any of them took a step forward, and the Dolphins aren't saying we got to get rid of Tua. The Chargers aren't saying we got to get rid of Justin Herbert. So I don't know.
What's crazy is and I haven't thought about this, but I'm now, as we're talking about different quarterbacks in the league, in a month, if Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, it's almost like I'm right back to, well, we just, we happen to not have Patrick Mahomes, but we still have a pretty good one,
Yeah.
And so my point in saying that is, unless you have the number 1 guy,
Yeah.
at least you've got the number 7 or 8 guy.
What happens if the Bucks win the Super
Yeah,
Bowl?
if you're not going to win the
I'm
Super Bowl,
joking.
who cares what happens?
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
let's just lose in the. Who cares?
Well,
I mean, is that where we're
saying,
at?
but I'm saying that if the only recipe is to have the first or second guy, I don't think we should get rid of the
No, that's fair.
6th or 7th guy.
Yeah, that's
at
fair.
least we're close. Let's
Yeah.
not purposely get. I mean, let's not. I think it's a bad strategy to want a shittier quarterback.
I mean, the Bengals could have kept rocking with Andy Dalton,
that is true.
but they didn't. They went and
But they had
drafted Joe Burrow.
They also didn't have
Chiefs,
CeeDee Lamb.
The Chiefs could
They
have
didn't
kicked
have
it with
CeeDee
Alex
Lamb.
Smith. Alex Smith was a playoff-winning quarterback.
They didn't have CeeDee Lamb. They didn't have Micah. They didn't have a rookie, Tyler Smith. They didn't have Deron Bland, the pick 6 leader. They didn't have Trayvon Diggs coming back. And so we're not in a real rebuilding stage.
Fair,
and
but
if we are, we're going to lose CeeDee Lamb and Micah.
They
we're
did
going to lose them.
They
Yeah.
did draft those things, and we've acknowledged we have Will McClay. We have we draft
Yeah.
very well.
And he's back.
I think
Then let's take a quarterback this year
I'm
and
not
keep
saying-
Dak.
You could do
I
that,
don't- I
or
don't
you
hate
could
that.
you could trade Dak.
I don't hate that.
You think you couldn't get a bunch for Dak?
You could.
That's true. But
But
then,
who's
but
our
then
quarterback?
You don't know who you.
I don't care who the quarterback is next year. Let it be
Col-
Cooper Rush. I really don't care.
No.
Colton Smith wants to call in real
Heck
quick.
yeah, let Colton
So
get in
we'll
here.
call, yeah.
I hope we just take callers all night.
I'm
That
not
would
saying,
make my day.
I'm not saying change isn't the answer. I'm saying that change just because we wanted to change is not the answer.
Colton,
Yeah.
can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We
What's
can
up,
hear
buddy?
you.
All right, guys.
Here we go.
So
Here we go.
here we go.
Oh, dang.
Listen, I was as disappointed as anybody on Sunday. Okay, lifelong Cowboys fan. Look, Mama didn't raise no Fairweather fan. Okay, Cowboys for life.
Way to keep it
All right,
classy,
so,
baby. Way to keep it classy.
Yeah. So listen,
We
I
have a hand on the mute button.
I've thought about this a lot, and I'm kind of with Ryan here because hear me out. I don't care how good of a team you are. I don't care if it's the undefeated Patriots. I don't care. And by the way, I'm just talking about this year. I know you can argue, well, Dak's never done it. He's never done it. I get all that. Okay, but this year in particular, every team is capable of having a bad game. I don't care if it's Chiefs of 2 years ago, the Patriots, whatever, of old. The Cowboys overall had a very untimely bad game. Very, very untimely, and it's definitely not all on Dak. And I just don't think the grass is always greener. I'm not down for a reset. I'm not down for the grass isn't always greener. Yeah, you might get lucky and get a Burrow or a Mahomes or whatever, but the odds of that
May
are
get a Mitch
super
Trubisky.
low. Do what?
He said you could get a Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the odds, it's just like, man, when you have a franchise QB, you gotta look at it and be. I think you run it back. You run it back with McCarthy. You run it back with Dak. Like I'm maybe it's fault. Maybe I'm ignorant.Maybe I'm naive, but I'm still a believer in this team. So
Well, I
and
will
that's even
say-
after the disappointment of Sunday.
I will say that you probably are ignorant and you probably are naive, but I think that's probably the right move. It's not good business to choose a worse quarterback just because you don't think Dak can do it. And now the coach deal, I can't get behind that.
Yeah,
It's time for a change there simply because that's an easier change than your starting quarterback. He's not.
I agree. If
he's
there's
not
any
throwing
change,
anything.
I could get on board with that.
I-
I could probably be with you there.
But I don't think. Again, it hit me in the face like a train that Dak's he's probably not going to win a Super Bowl for us, and I don't know that he can. There's not a quick answer. There's not an out on that. It is not good practice. It's not good practice in the business world if you don't take a 1 out of 100 chance that we might get one better than Dak. But there's a decent chance that Dak's going to just stay this top 8 guy, and we'll see where we go from there.
I mean, he's 30.
How
I don't
many
think he's
teams?
getting better.
How many teams in our lifetime have done that? Tried to get rid of stuff and tried to rebuild and get a franchise QB, and it took almost our entire lifetime for it to happen.
I mean, yeah. You have a number. The Bills are still looking for theirs. There's a number of teams that haven't really had one. That's completely fair. Did I say the Bills? The
You
Bears.
said the Bills.
The Bears.
I was
is what
like-
trying
Did
to
you
say.
say Bills?
I was
I was
trying to
say,
think.
come on, man.
I was
I was
trying
like,
to say Bears. That's
come
my
on,
bad.
man.
That's
Well,
my
the
bad.
Bears are kind of in the same
They
spot
might
right
have
now
one,
because
yeah.
it's like, well, we have Justin Fields, but is he actually? You know what I mean?
If Dak,
Okay, but-
if Dak
but can I-
Prescott
but
were
can I-
24
Dak
years
Prescott
old,
is
I would
not
feel
just
a lot
Dak.
different about it.
Can I do apples to apples here
Yeah,
and
sure.
explain to y'all why this is apples to oranges? You're talking about the Bears, okay?
Yeah, I'm not saying Justin Fields is the
The
same as
no,
Dak
not even
Prescott.
Justin Fields.
The Bears
the
have won a Super
Bears.
Bowl in my lifetime.
No. The Bears. The Bears. We're talking about the Bears roster versus the Cowboys roster, and we're trying to say that they're on the same plane.
That's
It's
fair.
not the
That's
same
fair.
thing
I
right
get
now.
what, I get what you're saying.
And so I just think we're in this incredible upper middle half spot where I just think right now we're stuck as the 6th best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
And there's nothing we can do about it.
It's kind of like making.
We have way too good of players to
Yeah.
be
I'm
making
kind of
these.
with you there. Like I said, I'm kind of with you there, man. I really
It's kind of like we make enough money to not qualify for financial aid, but we don't make enough money to send our kid to college. You know what I mean? Like that's where I feel like we're at.
But that's okay. But
So do we quit our job or do we just try to muscle through?
But
you
this
know?
is why the head coaching that's why it doesn't make sense to me, because I look at different sides of the spectrum. You look at a Pittsburgh Steelers whose roster sucks. It's not very good.
And Mike Tomlin
They
drags them
sneak
to the
into the playoffs. I know they hadn't won playoff games, but they're getting there, and they have a crap roster.
no quarterback.
Kenny Pickett
Oh,
and
dude.
Dak, come on, dude, that's a silly argument.
Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph,
behind
whoever's-
Belichick, Mike Tomlin is the coach of our
One-
generation.
100%.
100%.
I
He's
look
a
at-
leader of men.
I look at a
100%.
Kansas City Chiefs who pretty disappointing regular season. I watched a lot of Chiefs football this year. Wasn't all that excited about them. I watched them get jacked up for the Miami Dolphins game, and they come out, and now I'm like, well, they might go make a run and do
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Same with the
and that's
Bills.
Andy Reid to me.
Same
Yeah.
with the Bills.
That's Andy Reid knows how to get it done. McCarthy, I the first 5 minutes of the Cowboys game with the Packers, I'm like, dude, what did we do this week?
Yeah,
I mean,
did we
we're just it was lackadaisical. It was unmotivated. It was uninspiring. It was just all these things that this crappy Green Bay Packers roster, led by Jordan freaking Love, is coming out and taking it to our tail, killing us. And to me,
Well, yeah.
that's not on Dak. I'm not,
Yeah,
Dak did
for
not
some
play
reason
good,
we
but
made a
that's
living
on,
I
this
do have a
year.
point to
We
make
made a
about
living
the
off of
defense.
man defense and passing the ball.
Yep.
And then we come out and
Oh,
we
so-
run zone
hey,
and run the ball.
Funny you bring that up, because I think I don't know. I hear all these statistics on how many times we have 6 DBs on the field and how many times we run man and zone and all this stuff, what we did all season and what we do in the playoff game. And I think we might, this entire time, maybe we've just been given the benefit of the doubt to Dan Quinn.
Maybe.
And maybe
I do have a point about
and maybe
that.
that's not. Maybe it's not all it cracked up to be, and it was masked by the fact that we had guys that could create turnovers.
dogs.
We had Micah Parsons, one of the best defensive players in the league. Bland, all these pick sixes, Diggs, DeMarcus Lawrence, all these ridiculous talents, and maybe Dan Quinn just pissed down his leg in the
Yeah.
biggest game of the year.
Well, he's done that in the biggest game of his life. I know that for sure.
Yeah,
True.
You know?
yeah.
And that's a good point. You're saying that's why the man defense works so well, because we just got the dudes to do it.
Yeah.
True.
So
That's
I
a
don't
fair
know.
point.
I don't know. I think there's lots of problems. Unfortunately, I think we're close to solving those problems. The problem is we're at the last 10% of the puzzle,
Yeah.
and we've lost some pieces, and I don't know what to do.
Well, that and you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. These guys
Yeah.
aren't getting any younger. Colton, I appreciate you calling,
Thanks for
man.
the call, man.
Love you, man.
Oh, yeah, of course. Hey, thank you, guys. Yep, y'all are awesome.
Hey,
Appreciate
have
you.
a good one, man.
Yep.
The last point I want to make about it could happen to anyone. Anyone could have a bad game. I want to just run through the wins. How many of these were at the Giants versus the Jets versus the Patriots, at the Chargers versus the Rams? Beat the crap out of the Rams. That's good, but it was before they were good. Versus the Giants, at the Panthers, versus Commanders, versus Seahawks, versus Eagles, but they also suck. And then you lost to the Bills, you lost to the Dolphins, and even when we lost to the Dolphins, all of Twitter was like, "Hey, we barely lost.
Yeah.
Dak played good. It wasn't
Yeah.
Dak's fault. That's great." And then you did beat the Lions, barely, maybe.
Maybe.
And then
So something.
did you win a single good game the whole year?
I don't pay as much to who you're playing in the regular season, just because, as we know in the NFL, it is hard to win. Look at the Eagles, how they ended. You wouldn't have. They started out 10-1, and you didn't think oh well, they're not really playing anybody. You said, well, they're 10-1. That's pretty damn good. You could go through the Chiefs. You could go through the Chiefs schedule, the Bills schedule, all those teams. It's gonna be the same thing. They don't have a ton of great wins, but when they get to the games that matter, there was no doubt. No one had any doubt in the world that they would not beat the Pittsburgh Steelers because good teams beat up on teams that they should. I just don't understand why do we not have that feeling about the Cowboys?
Yeah,
because they hadn't done it yet.
It's just in those big moments. There's too much doubt.
So
yeah.
I will say,
And maybe that is from not winning huge regular season games. I'm simply saying let's not. They have won 36 regular season games in the last 3 years. That's really good. That's really good.
Did you see
with
their,
0 to show for it?
Did you see their record against teams who made the playoffs though in that same
No.
stretch?
No.
It's under 500
I
by
believe it.
like a handful of games.
I mean, I believe that.
one thing I want to say about Dan Quinn, if you know anything about me, I'm a Dan Quinn backer and love the dude. But the year that the Falcons were at their best when they went to the Super Bowl and eventually pissed down their leg, I just want to go through some offensive coaches that they had on that staff. Kyle Shanahan,
Yep.
Matt LaFleur,
Yep.
Mike McDaniel.
Yep.
What a staff.
3 guys that I would say the defense struggled against mightily this year.
What a staff.
And I mean, I want to say that Dan Quinn tried to get cute.
So, yeah, we lost to all 3 of them.
Yeah,
this year.
that's what I'm saying. Like
This year.
the 3 guys who
Wow.
are like
This year.
so the offensive coaches, Kyle Shanahan.
Not ever.
Yeah,
this year.
Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, some other names that don't matter. Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Dude,
And those were you got ripped apart by the 49ers. You barely lost to the Dolphins, and then you get ripped apart by the
Packers.
the Packers. And something that that Tampa Bay did against the Eagles that really threw them off was they just
beat them.
Yeah,
Won?
well, no.
don't have to do that.
On the defensive side, what they did is they masked their defense. They had the defensive tackle playing linebacker. They had guys who were normally down in the dirt. I mean, they were changing everything, and basically all they were doing was they were throwing more people at them that they could block, and they're saying, okay, our corners don't have to cover as long because we know that Jalen Hurts is going to be throwing off his back foot every single time. If you look at the game, that's all he was doing the entire time. And I'm looking at that game going, Dan Quinn, why in the world can you not replicate that? And I think it's because he tried to just get cute.
That's fair. I will say this, though. My biggest complaint with McCarthy right now is Dan Quinn had an awful performance. And this is not the first time all year people have complained about Dan Quinn. People have been complaining about Dan Quinn. My thing with Mike McCarthy, though, is you're both the head coach and the play caller on offense. If they're having a bad performance, do something. Do something on offense. Yes, you let up 27 consecutive points. Score. Go find a way to score. Mix things up. Like, do something.
Why all of a sudden,
as a head coach, you're not the play caller, but you're the guy in charge. I set the tone for everybody, or I'm a play caller. You suck at both of those things. Do something. Do anything.
I don't know why all of a sudden we became a running on 2nd and 10 team.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like we had 3rd and 8 27 times in the first half.
Yeah, it did not
Which
look
is
good.
terrible. If you ever heard me talk about it, 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 4 are two different things from a play calling standpoint. But yeah, I could tell by the tone in which we came out. It was just flat. It was flat, and that's a head coaching thing in my opinion. Not that you should need any motivation to be jacked up for a playoff game, but if you did, the head coach needs to step in and do something about it.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, you can feel how you want about Dak. I don't see that changing. I really don't. So we need to figure out, I guess, ways to mask that, ways to fix that, ways to improve that. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that it is super easy to hire and fire a head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
people do it
That's
all
a
the
quick
time.
change.
Especially
Quarterback, not
now,
so much.
it'd be one thing if, much like the quarterback situation, if you were looking around and you're like, there's not really a good
There's 3 great
head
ones.
coach. Right.
Yeah.
And even further than that, look at the guys like Ben Johnson. You've got Ben Johnson and Brian Johnson, 2 what are amazing offensive coordinators right now. They haven't gotten a head coaching job yet, but maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need someone who hasn't had that. Or you try to find a Dan Campbell type who
Jim
people made
Harbaugh.
fun of that hire when they hired him. They talked about, is he going to really do all like
And now
no,
he's
he
about to
did.
play in the
He's-
NFC Championship.
Yep.
Right, that mindset has worked. I don't know.
It
Brian
sucks.
Johnson.
I don't.
And you also didn't have to decide today. Like you said, it might not be a quick answer. Talk about Dak. There might not be a quick answer with McCarthy. It's been 3 days. None of these guys have been hired yet. You did not have to do that today. You could have done that a week from now. You could have interviewed a couple people, acted like, oh, well, they beat us to it, or it just didn't seem like a good fit. You didn't even bother. You didn't bother talking to these people.
You didn't kick the tires, nothing. You didn't.
Bill Belichick was
make a call. He's chilling. He interviewed
just not interested.
He interviewed the other day with the Falcons. I mean, that's a short
If
plane
he'll
ride.
take the Falcons interview, I promise he'll take the Cowboys.
Who I know has Cowboys ties because as a kid he's a huge Roger Staubach fan at Navy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And
So
there's the story that Jerry Jones, the day he got the Patriots job, I believe it was, or maybe he was still with the Browns, but they bumped into each other, and he told Jerry Jones, this was like back in the 90s, hey, if you ever have an availability, I am interested.
Man, it really
Tyler, you
seemed
bring up
like
a good point.
Some stars were aligning, and Jerry was like, I don't like it.
You bring up a really great point.
Does
Fine, let's bring McCarthy back. Bring him back. But let's give it some time.
And even if you
let's have some conversations.
at least pretend.
Harbaugh just won the college football national championship.
Yep.
Man, give him a call. Give him a call. Bill Belichick, greatest coach of all time. Text him. My God, email him. I don't know. Send him a fax.
Even
A
if
letter,
you're not,
anything.
Mike Vrabel. I don't know if he's the right fit for the Cowboys or not, but the players seem to love him.
Yeah.
get
The
him
dude's a
over here.
badass.
Get
Let's
him
talk
over here.
to him.
Get him over here, and then get Derrick Henry in free agency.
did you see how many former players came out and were like, that sucks? Vrabel's a great coach.
Yeah.
Like, they were
Oh, yeah.
fully behind him. But yeah, even if you're not actually going to do it,
Doesn't matter.
At least pretend.
Just try.
At least look like you tried.
Think about it.
Do you think any part of Jerry was like, no, I'm not going to say it. It's dumb. It's a dumb take anyways.
That's what we do here. So,
I mean,
Jerry was like, I don't want Belichick getting all the credit.
I mean,
Do you think the ego got in there anyway?
I will say that may not have been a match made in heaven. They both want complete control of the roster. Like it
I'm
might
saying-
not have been a match
I'm
made in
saying
heaven, but
Jerry's days are numbered.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
And
I mean, Jerry doesn't look great.
uh,
He probably doesn't have a whole lot of time on
and he's aware of that.
on the live
Oh, yeah.
schedule.
Probably would like
and
to win
so
another Super Bowl.
I would love nothing more than for him to get to see one more Cowboys
Yeah.
Super Bowl. I mean, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that if he thinks that's McCarthy, then let's roll with it. But I just, again, not easy to change your starting quarterback who's really good. Yes, easy to change your head coach who we have no ties to other than a contract.
yeah.
This one's hard to replace because they don't grow on trees. This one we have huge trees right this second planted.
We've got a
We have
whole
an-
dang
we have an-
orchard.
We have an arboretum of coaching trees.
trees.
An arboretum. And so I cannot get behind that whatsoever.
Which, and I mean, you go out on a bad date, you don't break up with the girl immediately, but you think about it for a little bit. You know, you're like, I don't know if this is working out. You don't just immediately
You don't just ghost
we're
them."
sticking it out. You know, it just blows my mind.
I will say,
Well, it's like, okay, here's a perfect example of what you're talking about. Probably get in trouble here, but
Yeah, every week.
if you're with a really hot girl,
Yeah.
okay, in DAC, I'm not gonna break up with the hot girl and get with a less attractive girl just because
that might eventually get hotter.
this one, we've been doing the same thing for years
Yes.
now, and she's good looking,
She's all right.
but I'm looking at 3 10s right now, 3 of them. You know what I mean? All right, we'll move on.
every week,
But that feels like what this is.
yeah, the only
Dak's a good girl, okay?
yeah.
We've had some good times.
She
Loyal,
she don't cause no trouble.
attractive. We
Cool
enjoy
with the
hanging
fam, yeah.
out.
She's not
She
10,
piss-
but she's a
she-
7.5.
You know, she doesn't come through in the big moments. Pickleball, cornhole, whatever it is. She doesn't come through in the big moments. But I'm not going to go and seek out a worse girlfriend.
yeah,
I got lots of options on this side.
yeah.
I'm not getting down on one knee right now, but you know.
I will say
just saying.
the only thing
Oh
I
my
would
gosh.
the
pretty
only
funny.
thing is if this does end up working out one day with Mike McCarthy, it's not going to.
It won't.
We all look like idiots.
Let me rephrase.
We have a better chance of winning because of Dak than because of Mike McCarthy.
Let me rephrase. The one,
Right?
yes, I
Okay.
agree with that. The only thing I would say is it would set a tone to everyone in that clubhouse that, like, hey, he's got our back. Even we messed up, and we know we messed up, but he came out immediately and had our back. That would be the only thing I can think of with coming out immediately with Mike McCarthy be like, nope, he is coming back. That is the one thing I can think of. Everyone in that locker room thinks
Also
he
a good
believes
point.
in us.
Also a good point because like you look at the Raiders in the Anthony Pierce situation.
I don't
I
know.
have no idea what his football knowledge is. I have no idea what his relationship with the owners are. I do know that those players love that guy.
Yeah.
And if the owner was smart, he'd just be like, whatever, man, let's do it.
Well,
Yeah.
So if the Cowboys locker room feels that way about McCarthy, and maybe they do, I don't know. But if that's their guy, don't take that away from him. So I'm hoping that's why.
who's our offensive coordinator?
Well, it's technically Brian Schottenheimer, but McCarthy calls the plays.
Can we shot and get him out of there? Like, and get a new offensive coordinator?
Yeah, but
Can
if
we
he's
shot
not-
and hire
if they're-
somebody
The
new?
Schottenheimer part is just the scheme. It's,
Okay.
it's just his offense.
The whole reason why McCarthy is the play caller is because he almost got fired. It was like, no, that was Kellen Moore's
That was-
fault.
yeah.
Watch, I'm going to call
That
the
was
plays.
Golden Boy's
You'll
fault.
see. You'll all see.
And
I
he
can
did.
do
I
this.
mean, the offense was great until it needed to be.
To the point we made about Jerry not willing to admit he's wrong, he can't go hire another offensive coordinator because he would be admitting that he was wrong. Mike McCarthy has to keep calling the plays. If he's the head coach, he has to be the one that calls the plays.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I don't know. And
And for the record, I had to eat a bunch of crow about it, but he was a much better play caller than I thought he was going to
Yeah.
be. Up
a
until
lot
he
better
wasn't,
a lot better than Kellen Moore. And I think, and they
which
talk
sucks
about
to say because I defended the hell out of that man.
yeah, and they they talk a lot about on the broadcast of the whole scheme for the Cowboys is to get ahead. That's all they're trying
That
to do.
is the only
Just
choice they have.
Get ahead and then just let the defense just attack. Well, it got messed up from the get-go.
I do want to point out here 1 second, and obviously we're going to go through, I guess, predictions for this next round and
If
everything.
we get there, we may have to do another part of this episode.
But let's look at the teams that are still in the playoffs. The Houston Texans.
God,
I
they're
don't
a
know
good
about them
story.
so much, but they could come back. If they were playing from behind, they might could get themselves back into a game. The Ravens for sure could. The 49ers for sure could. I don't know about the Packers, but the Lions, they could. The Chiefs could. The Bills could. The Buccaneers probably not. But like those teams don't have to immediately come out and be amazing. If they're having a little bit of a slow start, they make adjustments, they get themselves back into the game, they get a stop. You're the only team that's won 12 games that if they score before we do, we are
We're
screwed.
done.
Sorry about it. Let's just pack
I
up and
wonder
go
what
home.
what their win-loss is when the other team scores.
So they
first.
had an incredibly high record when leading going in at the half. Like over the last few years, I believe they were like 20-1 or something when leading at the half. Meaning, what is your record when you're not leading at the half? If you've won, 60, 65% of your games in that time span, that means you're never winning if you're not ahead. There is no come from behind and
This is
there's
2 years
just
ago.
they don't have that trait. And again, not to pile too much on Dak Prescott, but he threw 2 picks in the first half. Okay, a pick 6, the other pick, and then there was a situation where you're in field goal range on 3rd down. He's out of the pocket, could throw it away. Nope, takes a huge sack. I can't kick a field goal anymore. That's 17 points in the first half. Then he threw another pick that should have been a pick right in a guy's hands in the end zone.
It was the first time all season that I had that when Dak dropped back. Oh my God, he's gonna throw an interception. I hadn't had that all year. I had it last year, and I could feel it last year.
Not even against the 49ers?
No, I didn't feel that way. I don't know. He felt so much more confident this year when he dropped back. I was like, okay, he's gonna make a good decision with it, throw it hard, just kind of gunslinger type deal.
Yeah.
But man, after about the 3rd or 4th throw against the Packers, I just kind of reverted back to, oh man, please don't throw it.
Yep.
Boy,
And it sucked. It was a crappy feeling.
And because we put all our chips in the Tony Pollard basket,
Also sucked.
That didn't
we
help.
didn't have any. This is our thing. We can't do anything
And we
else.
we
It's not like
said
I'm beating a dead horse, but I think we would have. I think that game would have been a lot closer if we had Zeke.
it would have been.
Yes,
I mean,
It would have been.
1,000%.
At least those 2nd and 10 runs wouldn't have been 3rd and 8. They'd at least been 3rd and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We
we
may have
said
broken one off and got a first down.
Yeah.
Or
we
third
said
and
that
one.
on episode 1. Episode 1
All
of
right.
this show.
I'm ready to move on.
Okay.
To be honest with y'all.
That hurts.
well,
It all
before-
just
Fortunately,
hurts.
the Eagles suck.
That does
That's
help.
an embarrassment of a franchise.
That does
10
help.
and 1, 6 out of 7. Sirianni's a joke. But the problem is they will fire him.
That is the problem.
He's going to get fired,
They
and
will.
they're going to hire one of those big 3.
And
Yeah.
to Tev's point,
And they have a
we've-
good roster.
We've seen them cut an MVP quarterback before.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts might suck too. I don't know.
He does suck.
Well,
and
that's
it makes
the-
me really happy.
He might suck.
That's
Screw
the
that, dude.
that's their cycle is like okay, we draft a 2nd-round quarterback. Okay, he's good. We build a super team. All right, now let's cut him.
Our boy Terrell, he just first of all he had the audacity to just absolutely get after me with the Cowboys stuff, which was fair. However, be careful.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow night you guys are going to get embarrassed. And they did. But
Yeah, that was rough.
yeah, it's, I mean,
Sirianni got popcorn thrown on him.
well, they just quit. Their deal was different than Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas got punched in the face and they couldn't get up. The Eagles didn't even get off the bus.
No.
They just quit.
It was almost like Kelsey told him before the game, "Hey guys, I'm retired," and they were like, "Can't do it, guys. Can't do it." So the Eagles they're 1-6 since Bosa said we put the blueprint out on how to beat the Eagles.
True.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was like, yeah, the blueprints be way better than they are.
The blueprint is be the 49ers. You
Be
know?
the best team in football.
All right, let's we'll say another thing from that game that was really cool. So I played with Tristan and Zion McCollum, twins at Sam Houston State.
I saw that.
Tampa Bay and Philly both played.
I
Pretty
knew
cool.
the one at Tampa Bay. I didn't know the one at Philly. Nice.
He just got elevated in the
did a
last
jersey swap,
month
I
or
think.
so from practice squad.
I'm sure
He's
they
been
did.
playing.
Yeah,
they
I
did.
saw it on your story.
Pretty cool.
Speaking of jersey swaps, did you see the Dolphins Chiefs?
I saw Tua acting like a little boy.
After
the game, asking for Mahomes' jersey like it was a fangirl deal.
Even funnier, Patrick Mahomes tells him, sorry, I already promised this to someone, but I'll send you one in the mail.
No, there's
Yes.
no way he's getting that. Like I'm telling you right now.
If
I wouldn't want it. You're not mailing me a jersey. Like,
Go buy it
listen,
at the pro shop.
What I do know is that I know Dak was in a dark place after the game Sunday. And
Yes.
he was pissed. He hated life basically, and that's what I want to see out of my quarterback.
100%.
Not,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
can I get your jersey? Screw that, dude.
Oh no,
Tua. That's all I needed to know. He does
True.
not have that dog.
and even though jokes
he got
came
that
with it,
Chihuahua.
jokes came with it. I was one of them. But like the first thing Dak says is, if that dude's on the hot seat, I should be too. Yeah, you probably should be, but it's good to say that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I want to hear you say.
Yeah.
I like that he didn't come out and like Grant said, man, we tried our best and we really, he didn't sugarcoat it at all. He was like, I sucked.
Yep.
If he's on the hot seat, I should be too.
Yeah.
And
The jersey swap deal. You're
every
right. That's,
every single part of the Cowboys
not what I would
like
wanna see.
roster was disappointed. None of them were pumped about however many wins, about the NFC East. None of that mattered to them, which is what I like to see.
Yeah.
Dude, also much like proposing, if you're gonna ask for the jersey swap, you gotta know you're getting it. You can't be told
I feel
no.
like I wouldn't ask him afterwards. I'd do some like corresponding.
NFL too.
Before.
They're kind of
They're iffy about it.
No, I'm saying that's kind of shady for them to put that out.
Oh yes.
Yeah, watch this, Tua. All
That is really
Buddy.
funny.
Big old clown.
right,
That's
let's
really
let's when do we pick the games this weekend?
Okay.
Here we go.
The first
two
game,
Saturdays, 2 Sundays.
Saturday, luckily on ESPN and ABC. You don't have to go find
on
Hulu. You don't have to go
ESPN8,
find
the Ocho.
Voodoo. What if I would have told you before this season started, the Dallas Cowboys don't win a playoff game, but the Houston Texans do. The Houston Texans are, granted, they're 9-point underdogs at Baltimore, but we've seen Baltimore be really bad in the playoffs.
man.
They're one more bad Baltimore game away from somehow being in the AFC Championship game.
It's just crazy.
Is that going to happen? No, but it could.
No.
It's not going to, but
It could. The Ravens could come out.
I mean,
Lamar could blow out an ankle.
oh, don't say that.
I mean, I'm not wishing it, but I'm just saying it
Don't
could
even
happen.
speak that into existence, man.
It could happen.
Not big into manifesting over there, are you?
No, not at all. Actually, don't play.
And I say this with a grain of salt because I was pretty confident that the Cowboys would beat the Packers. I gave that pretty much no chance.
Oh, do you want to pull up the deal so we can
Oh yeah. Here you
do
go.
our predictions again?
real quick.
But I do not see a scenario where the Texans beat the Ravens here. That'd be to me that puts Lamar in the same boat that Dak's in. Why is that any different if they lose this game?
Oh, 100%.
You got to bye. You got 2 weeks rest. You're at home. You got 3 weeks rest because he sat the last week. If Lamar loses this one to the Texans and a rookie quarterback on a far less superior team, he's in the same boat with Dak.
We mentioned this last week, but I think Lamar both has as much to lose but also as much to gain as anybody in these playoffs. Because like you're saying, if you do this again,
Yeah, you're in the
Man,
same, I mean,
that's-
you're in that. I'm a lot better than 99% of the population of the world.
even an MVP.
but I'm not.
I can't do it when I have
Can't
to.
do it when it matters. I'm not
Right.
Patrick Mahomes, and I never will be.
Another thing I wanted to point out about the Browns-Texans game that I haven't seen anyone point out, obviously there's all the history of, the Deshaun Watson of it all. Not only did you beat them out of the playoffs,
Nice.
they have their draft picks because of that.
Yep.
The Texans have both their own and the Browns draft picks, I think next year and the year after that.
You talk about just owning a franchise.
They literally own them.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with.
Well, they don't have their pick.
They don't have their own.
Arizona has it,
Okay, gotcha.
but they do have
They do
Cleveland's
have
pick.
Cleveland's. That
So
is
knocking them out improved their draft.
that is
spot.
a little insult.
That is correct.
That's a little insult to injury
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
for sure.
So we're all going. You had to.
Yeah, I picked it through. We're good.
Okay, cool. So
Definitely Ravens.
we're all going Ravens here. Okay.
It's been nice. It's been fun, CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
If you win 2 more games, we're busting your dad out of prison. You know.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see the charges?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
They're
It's like
So-
free my dad. No,
No,
keep that
sir.
dude locked up.
So the tweet came.
no, sir.
Keep him locked up.
We don't want him. You know.
The tweet came out. I can't think of what the account is, but it's a very, very, very popular NFL account. And when they were going into that, they're like, C.J. Stroud had such an incredible rookie year despite his dad being in prison. To which everyone immediately is like, "Whoa,
What does that have to do
what
anything?
the
Yeah,
hell?" And then
hey.
everyone saw the
Hey,
charges, and they're like,
hey.
"Oh,
Yeah.
never mind."
keep that dude.
Yeah. Maybe save the free pop stuff.
Oh,
At
man.
7:15,
Yeah, buddy's a felon.
at
saying.
7:15
He's a felon.
on Saturday night, the Packers go to the 49ers. Niners are also 9-point favorites, much like the Ravens were.
God, I would
cannot
love-
believe this crappy Green Bay Packers roster. And like Corey. No, I'm not even gonna say that.
Say it.
No, I don't want to say it. I don't even want to say it.
The Packers beat the 49ers.
No, name 3 receivers on the Packers.
Christian
Corey.
Watson, Romeo Dobbs, and the
Ooh.
Gabagool.
I couldn't name another one.
I don't know.
But no, and I was totally picking on you. But other than maybe Aaron Jones, like a casual NFL fan that
Don't know
they're not
anybody.
naming anybody on the Packers.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to remember the dude that scored the first touchdown. Like I don't even remember his.
You got
it
the
was,
Wicks guy. You got.
I mean, it was just goofy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's rough.
my point is that roster, they're about to get thumped by the 49ers.
Oh, it's going to be
Yeah.
disgusting.
because the 49ers beat teams they're supposed to.
Yeah.
That's what good teams do.
Yeah, they're going to cover that 9 points.
Yeah, they
Oh,
might.
they're going to take that 9 points. and
I'd
spit
take
in its
minus.
face.
I'd take minus.
Remember when Tevz called in was like, screw the -7,
Not
take
even
Cowboys
minus
-14? Yeah,
no,
that,
sir.
I'd
No,
take.
sir.
I'd take Niners minus 14.
yeah,
Oh, in a heartbeat.
God, dude, sucks.
it does.
Sucks, man.
Send the
Should
49ers
be
on.
Sucks.
Should be the Bucks over there.
Speaking of, at 2 o'clock on Sunday on NBC, you have the Bucks going to the Lions. The Lions are 6.5-point favorites.
Baker Mayfield or the Detroit Lions are playing in an NFC
It's a
championship this year.
game. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that rules.
disgusting.
that rules.
Fact.
Disgusting.
That's the stinkiest crap I've ever heard in my whole life.
If the Packers upset the 49ers, the Lions could host another playoff game.
Sorry, Tebs.
Disgusting, man.
I mean, I'm going the Lions here. I do think the Bucks are pretty good.
they're better than anybody expected them to be. I'll say that.
I think the Lions are probably really good. I said a couple weeks ago I thought they were a year or two out. I don't
Hey,
think.
man.
I don't think. What'd you say?
I was going to try and do a Dan Campbell.
Oh,
but
I don't think they can beat the Niners. We'll see. I need to see how this weekend goes. So I still think they're a year or two out, but the Lions have a lot of good pieces.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they're literally, if the 49ers were just any other year good, like not this year good, just
Yeah.
a normal year good, maybe the Lions would have a chance.
Well, the 49ers are like jaded good.
Nah,
Right.
Because
I
they're
think
like, we've been so close.
I think they're really good.
Yeah.
I think they're really. They're the team that has the most to lose.
Yeah.
1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Their clock's ticking because like we talked about the Cowboys and they've got all these pieces and they are paying the quarterback. The Niners, for the same but different reasons, they're not paying squat to their quarterback,
Right.
No.
and so eventually they're going to have to, and then they're going to have to cut all these good pieces.
Right.
I think
But yeah, give me the Lions here.
Brock Purdy's signing bonus was like coupons to like
Right, it was just
a
it was
good
actually
quinoa place.
Yeah,
you know?
and he got
Croutons.
to go to a Goodwill and just pick out anything you wanted. I do find myself rooting. For Jared Goff.
Oh, yeah.
Not because the Rams or the Lions didn't handle that situation correctly, which I could not believe that the Lions booed Matthew Stafford last weekend.
I didn't see that. They booed him?
yeah, they booed the fire out of him.
Really?
I couldn't believe that.
Booed his wife, booed his kids.
Couldn't believe that.
Really?
Because he was kind of the only reason they were ever relevant.
Dude,
Yeah, I'd
he
have thought
was-
he'd been beloved there.
When he like broke his collarbone in his first, when they
Yeah.
got that, like that's still like one of
Yeah.
my most vivid memories of him.
I don't get that
That's-
at all. But I do find myself rooting for Jared Goff because the Rams kind of threw him away. It kind of threw him to the wayside, and he found his way back.
Yeah.
That's probably what happened to the Cowboys if we got rid of Dak. He'd go to Atlanta and they'd go to Super Bowl. I'd be like, oh my gosh. Whatever.
True.
man.
That's some Cowboys luck.
Russell Wilson is hanging out there if we want to see what that's like.
Dude, he could be don't quote me on this, but I think he would become the first ever Texas Ranger / Dallas Cowboy.
Ooh.
Surely he'd be the first, right?
All right, who plays after the Bucks and the Lions?
At this rate, let's just get Corey Seager to play quarterback. You know?
Russell Wilson
That guy's
literally was a Texas Ranger.
That guy's a proven winner.
Yeah,
he was a Texas
we
Ranger.
need you in the locker room, buddy.
He was a Texas Ranger.
He wouldn't hurt nothing.
Y'all taking the Lions here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally at 5:30 on CBS.
Game of the week.
Game of the week.
Every year like clockwork.
Yep.
This one's going to be great.
No
Dread
matter
it. Run from
right,
it.
Oh,
it's inevitable.
Destiny
We-
arrives all the same. However, not at Arrowhead. Patrick Mahomes
True.
first. Isn't that a stat?
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes has
Corey
never
told me that
told him
earlier.
that.
That is
played
wild.
a playoff road game in his entire career. He's
That
never
is
played a road
wild.
game.
Yeah, that's insane.
He's played more neutral site games than road games.
Far more.
That's wild.
For
Yeah.
many years to come.
That is right. He would have to.
He can't even match that this year.
That's
No.
wild.
So something to think about. So let's say Bills Chiefs goes to overtime. Bills get the ball.
I saw
Oh.
this.
They score.
I saw
Chiefs go
this.
down, score, get the 2-point
And they go
conversion.
for 2-point conversion.
That would be awesome.
That would be just sick. Like
So we are getting weather in this one. I read that it's going to be below 0 again.
Yeah.
And that the Bills might not even get to practice this week, which I'm sure they will. But yeah, like 2 foot of snow, something crazy.
Also, Sean McDermott is undefeated since mentioning a certain group.
Yeah, he is.
In
He
one-
is. He is.
He is.
Maybe
Yeah.
McCarthy needs.
Okay.
I'm joking.
All
I'm
right.
joking.
All right.
There you go.
Hey, whatever it takes.
This is our new offensive
I'm just
coordinator. I'm
kidding.
joking.
Okay. All right, moving on. Wow. So many great jokes are coming in my head right now.
I can't do it.
This is going to be a good one. This is
Yeah.
going to be a good one. And this one feels like, again, Josh Allen kind of in that spot. Different category because, I mean, I know we give the guy a hard time, and I know there was a point in time where we were like, we're done with Josh. He's a stud.
Oh, we wrote him off this year.
Watch that guy play.
But he ain't right back.
That dude,
Yeah.
that dude's best is about better than anyone's in the league.
Yeah.
He has some bad spots, but this one to me feels like a legacy game. I'm finally at home. I've had this incredible hot streak of winning and playing well, and I finally got Patty. I got him at home. And so if he loses
dude.
this one, it feels like he'll forever be Peyton Manning.
right.
Not the Peyton Manning.
Not
wasn't
even
great.
Peyton Manning. Like,
No,
you're like,
not even
yeah.
Peyton Manning. But Peyton Manning was great. He was good, but
Dude, if
it's
anything,
Tom Brady's era,
If
man.
anything, you're like the Phillip
Yeah.
Rivers to
Yeah,
Tom Brady.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will say
That's probably better.
to your point, if you're ever going to beat Pat Mahomes,
This
it's
is
now.
it.
Yeah.
This is it.
It's now.
Chiefs offense isn't great. He's not at home.
If Kadarius Toney sits out, they may win this game.
He better.
Kelsey is just God, he looks terrible.
He does not look good.
He looks
He's getting
horrible,
engaged this
man.
summer.
I hope he
That's
retires.
all he's thinking about.
That dude is
Dude, him and Jason ride off to
Just-
the sunset together?
Yeah.
I mean, he has
nice.
nothing
New-
to prove. He has
new
nothing
heights,
to prove at all. But I watch him, and
His
it just
girlfriend
makes
makes
me
more
cringe.
than he does. Like
It is
just
rough.
Live it out, man.
He's terrible, man.
It's rough. He had a moment early in that game last week where it's like,
Drops
oh,
the ball.
like
he-
right off his hands too.
every game there's an offensive pass interference. I'm just like, where is
yeah.
that boy's in love?
Who?
Josh Allen feels like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant right now. Like the bear attack was early in the season. We wrote him off, and here he comes just crawling back.
I
you
do
know?
want to point out if you're gonna make a movie reference like that, that movie sucked.
Really.
I've only seen
you
the
ever
Bears.
seen it?
Seen it. I've
I've
never
only
seen it.
seen the Bears.
For
that's
to
the only
be-
part I've
For
seen.
that to be the movie that he won an award for,
That's rough.
Is
Oh,
that's mind-boggling.
They
'cause
finally
it's
were like,
terrible.
"We've just-
there's
we
like
gotta give it to him."
there's like no words in the movie.
That literally was
There's
them.
just grunts and moans, just the whole time.
That was the Academy being like, our bad.
yeah.
We
Hey,
should have gave you one
this
long
one's
ago.
on business. You know.
Here you go,
Inception, Shutter Island,
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can, Titanic, Great Gatsby, Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf
Yeah.
of Wall Street's amazing.
I probably forgot.
Even though it came after it, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, like he's
You
had
were big
some-
on that one.
Love that movie.
Dude, The Revenant sucks. It's terrible. It's awful. I didn't even finish it, I don't think.
I know you're going.
Horrible.
I know you're going to go the Bills here.
I am picking the
Oh,
Bills
I
here.
did want to ask,
I'm picking the Bills here.
who seems to be like going out of their way to hurt the Chiefs more, Jawan Taylor or Kadarius Toney? It's tough.
It's a
Those two
it's a
seem to like be
toss-up.
on an active
Darius
mission.
Toney is like still employed by the New York Giants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I think Jawan Johnson's probably trying. Kadarius Toney's like, dude,
Jawan Taylor's trying his best.
I'm going to make them take me out.
That's fair.
They do not let me play.
I can't
Did you
believe
see-
he's
did you
on
see
that team
the,
to begin with. One.
Do you see the video of Tyreek Hill and Snead? He's like,
Yeah.
he jammed my tail back to Cancun.
Yeah, saw that.
Dude, I just want to put that into perspective real quick. That guy wasn't good enough for the New York Giants. Were like, we're good. We do not want this guy.
Yeah.
The New York Giants and the Chiefs are like, we'll take
Hey,
him.
And it was
Come on down.
a first rounder. So like they had a lot of time
If
and money
you're willing
invested
to
in
cut
that guy.
ties with a first round draft,
Yeah, they're
pick,
like, nah,
yeah,
no,
I'm good.
no, we can't fix that. So
I've
that
seen
that one over
enough.
there, damaged goods. We don't
Get
want
on.
it.
Get him out of here.
We don't want it.
So you're gonna go the Bills.
Yeah, I'm going Bills.
I think just to put this on Corey, I'll take the Chiefs because I will say, I think it's much like the Dak situation, though I would say Josh Allen's considerably better than Dak. But if something were to happen and the Chiefs were to be clicking on all cylinders, you're going to
Now's the
start
time.
seeing Josh Allen go into Josh Allen mode. And
No,
he might turn the ball over.
And I'm afraid the Chiefs are clicking on all cylinders because
Right.
I watched them against the Miami Dolphins, and I know it was a weather game, and I get that, but all I could see was, damn, they're going to get back to the Super Bowl. They're going to get close.
Pacheco running for 80 yards in a blizzard.
But it's just like, Mahomes is making these throws that I haven't seen since last season. It's just
Yeah.
like, dude, he just gears up for the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
This regular season stuff doesn't mean anything. He knows when to turn. He knows when to turn
He's
it on.
almost
He's-
reaching, not a great analogy, but he's almost reaching like LeBron, Kawhi Leonard, like what, like
We'll show up
the
when we
regular
show-
season.
Yeah.
Just wait till I get to the playoffs.
Hey, long
I
as
just
I
got to
get-
get there.
I've got to get that
I'm
1
a
to
ball
7 somewhere in there, and the division they're in. It's like I can mess around and win this division. Like, we're fine. You know, that's like the NFC South of the AFC, but they have the Chiefs in there.
Baker Mayfield pulled an Andre 3000. He said the South got something to say, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, the South, anyways.
Dude, if Baker Mayfield came out and got to an NFC championship, I don't think Twitter could handle it.
Oh no.
It would be incredible though. Do they got to bring the commercials back at that point?
Yeah. Well, he said on Pat.
yeah,
like
progressive. They wrote me off, but I didn't write back.
Yeah, I'm with
I'm
Allstate now.
I'm in Tampa, baby. Discount double check this. Bam.
Teb said Inception. I think you said Inception. But
Yeah, I did say Inception. Great movie.
I think you opened with
Great
it.
movie.
Anyways,
Oh, Shutter Island. Did we never do
said
Shutter
Shutter-
Island?
I said Shutter Island.
Shutter
yeah.
Island's one of my
I
favorites.
love that movie.
Dude,
That's so good.
The
I've probably seen
ending-
that movie 15
Oh
the
my
times.
ending, I'm like,
gosh.
are you kidding me?
Arr?
Arr?
Like,
That movie rules.
Really?
Corey,
oh, I'm
let's-
taking.
Who are you picking? Chiefs or
I'm
Bills?
taking the Bills. They finally get it done. They finally move on. And
I think the Bills go to the Super Bowl if they win this one.
really.
I don't know what. I just can't wrap my mind
If you could
around
be,
the
yeah,
Ravens.
I think so.
I just can't. I don't know.
I think so.
I could see it.
I do not want a freaking Ravens and Niners Super Bowl.
I do.
What about
Disgusting.
What about Ravens Lions?
I
If you
want.
are a
I want
fan of,
Lions
like-
Bills.
Oh,
We could-
Lions Bills is the only thing that can soothe my aching heart.
That would rule. But I will say we do complain sometimes, not we, but like Twitter and sports fans in general. If you want just like the best this sport has to offer, it's 49ers Ravens. If you want the best football,
Nah, screw that. I hate the 49ers.
I want
Fair
drama.
And I don't like Lamar Jackson either.
fair enough.
Not a fan.
You
Not
defended him very hard this
He's not
summer.
quarterbacky enough for you.
You
I
were
did defend him. I did. He won't win a Super Bowl.
I do think it's
And
fun.
I need him to not win it this year because
Because you've been banging the
I've said
table.
that for many years
That's
now.
why.
Yeah, I've said it for a long time.
That's like how I was.
getting nervous,
kinda
though.
like I'm with Dak. But I do think it's funny that there's so many teams out there that straight up, as soon as they
Yeah.
could, came out. We're like, we do not want him.
You see that right there?
Yes.
We're good.
He's an MVP
Dude,
and a
the
win
Atlanta
away from
Falcons-
the AFC title game.
Yes.
The Falcons are sick.
I
Oh, they would have won that division so
I
easily.
flipped the table,
Are you
dude.
kidding me?
We'd
They'd probably still be in.
They
The
would be in
Bucks are
playoffs.
still
They
in.
They would be in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, with a decent chance.
Cowboys
And
are
they
at
might
home,
could beat the
guys.
Lions.
Yeah, they may be the 3 seed.
Cowboys are at home, and I know that.
Facts.
They're at
Gosh.
home.
Disgusting.
Me and the Cowboys have the same amount of games this week. None. Zero.
I wonder if Dak's going to be at AT&T just flipping his hips just for the heck of it about game time.
Go
throwing
put
the
in some
towel.
reps. Get some reps
Yeah,
in.
get
Might as
some.
well.
Sucks. I'm
Um,
pissed.
so you're
bet.
going to take the Bills. I'm going to take the Ravens. So once again, it's in Corey's hands.
I'm going to give it to the Bills.
Okay.
I think, like he said, if they beat the Chiefs, then I think that's their biggest hang-up.
Y'all aren't going to let me send the Ravens to the Super Bowl until you have no choice.
Well,
Not
I
doing
really, I think the Ravens, they've got a chance. It's a 50-50 shot for me.
I'll go.
I think it's more mental than anything for Josh Allen that if he can finally beat the Chiefs, he'll feel like Superman when he found out he was Superman. Just like, I can do this,
Without directly saying it, you just told me they either win or they lose.
Yeah.
It's a 50-50 chance.
Oh, yeah. They may tie. They may tie.
I'll go
Telling
Bills.
Tabs. We have a new Telling Tabs.
Uh-oh.
He gave us a parlay. Chiefs spread, 49ers money line, Ravens money line, Detroit +4. How are we getting each an alternate spread? I guess.
Yeah.
Do y'all want to tell Ted's again?
Oh God, no. I don't want to tell anything.
I'm not betting until the Super Bowl. We make our
Uh-oh.
prop picks. Hey, I had the first touchdown scorer last year. Jalen
Nice.
Hurts.
Oh yeah, you.
1 yard touchdown. That's
we're gonna have-
predictable as hell.
We're gonna have to
Easy-
do that
easy
on
money.
air.
Of course,
the props.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'll go Bills Niners. If I've got to repick my Super Bowl, I'll go Bills Niners right now. It's the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna pick the Lions.
Don't make me.
Well, if you made it to me, then it's freaking Detroit all the way, baby.
I don't want to knock the Lions out, but it's the 49ers, man. Give me the 49ers.
So
Hey,
if we
man,
all,
nobody
if we,
believed
if
in
we
us.
if we all got to make our picks, Corey's going Bills Lions.
Yep.
Ryan's going Bills Niners. Tyler's going Ravens Niners.
Yeah.
Disgust.
You know what? I don't care. The Ravens are winning the Super Bowl.
They might.
Give me
They
the
might.
Ravens to win the Super Bowl.
And then you'd have the first ever brothers win the 2 major football
Facts.
championships. That'd be pretty cool.
Also,
Wow, that would be wild.
I may
pretty
have,
cool.
I may have brought this up on the show last week. I don't remember. So if I did, I apologize. But Lamar Jackson would now be a 2-time MVP Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Probably not.
You don't think so? I think
Not
if he
yet.
never accomplishes another thing, he's a Hall of Famer.
I mean, he needs to do it for a little longer. I don't know accolade-wise, Super Bowl-wise, he probably doesn't have to do anything else. But
Yeah.
I don't think he can
And
retire and be.
No. Yeah.
You're saying
you
if he just
play
like
out your career,
if he just like
yeah.
played out his career and played at a
I think
his normal
you
level.
would, from a number standpoint, you're going to do enough. So from an accolade standpoint, I think you would have secured it.
All
Now
right,
you just got to keep
you're
playing.
probably right.
We've got a caller.
You're
Oh,
probably
here
right.
we go.
Here we go. Oh,
Oh,
We
no.
haven't had any Tiger Shadow Claw sightings in
know.
a
yeah.
while.
Where you been, Tiger?
That's not what this is,
Where
is
you
it?
been, Bull? Is this him?
This isn't Tiger Shadow Claw.
That'd be a fun way to end the show.
Is he gonna answer? He said, "Call me."
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, before we get started, before we
it's
get
Debs.
started, let's just keep it clean before any of us lose our jobs. Okay?
Good afternoon, viewers.
What's going on,
What's
buddy?
going on?
Fellow Americans.
I have a 30-second speech real quick.
Okay, here we go. The floor's yours.
Nobody wants to tell Ted. I get it. He made a awful call, just an awful call. But there is one of the 3 people hosting this that I guess forgot to tell everybody that I hit a $1,400 pick'em the same week.
I did leave that out.
that I missed.
You didn't want to put that one on the air?
That's all I want to say.
For what it's worth, I was
Y'all have a
going to.
great show, and y'all stay warm.
Hey, well, what's your?
Oh, no.
Oh,
He said,
wow.
"Hold this $1,400,
Yeah.
bucko."
Hey, he almost said the F word on the way out too.
He almost. He's like, see how I do? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you for keeping it clean.
We appreciate
And congratulations on the plus
all
1400.
Americans.
Tyler,
That's incredible.
Proud of you, buddy.
Why don't you tell us about? And I know there's still some floating around. We're not sure what it means, what it could mean, but tell us a little bit about
Yes. So it may
Rangers,
be,
Mavericks, Cowboys. Little new TV watching possibility. I think it's big. I think it could be big.
it
but
may be.
You tell us.
Not for sure, but it may be the end of an era with the Dallas Cowboys, but it's the beginning of a new era for the Stars, Mavericks, and Rangers because Bally has been bought by Amazon Prime. Now, the
God.
way that's going to work is it's going to be another add-on you would have to pay for, but all the games would be on Amazon Prime, and I'm pretty sure that's taking over pretty quickly because I saw them also announce with the Mavericks that they don't know what their TV schedule is going to be like for the remainder of this season except for 10 games because they had worked out some deal in their contract that said these 10 games, even if we're still with Bally, we have control so they could put it on like 21 like they used to back in the day. So I think this is taking place pretty quickly.
So you're saying it's an add-on to
Prime?
Amazon Prime?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you already had Amazon Prime, you would also have to buy like the
I think,
sports
like you
package
said
or
though,
whatever.
like if there was a guarantee that
Right. I got to
hey,
see
this
the
is
team.
what it is. Like it's gonna work. You just have to pay a little more. I have no problem.
100%.
I'm not gonna not
Oh,
do it.
If I get to
Without a
watch
doubt.
the Rangers every game, the Stars every game, the Mavs every game, like it's
Well,
well
and
worth it.
I have Fubo, which is how you can watch Bally, but it's kind of, I mean, it's just you got your YouTube TV, you got your Prime, you got your Fubo, and it's just like everybody has Amazon Prime, so if we can just get that add on.
What you doing over there, buddy?
I do think we got a
Oh, we
Big
got
Mo rocking him.
Tiger
Okay.
hint incoming.
I had a thought the other day. Coach Mo.
Oh, dude, I thought the same thing.
Well, I brought that up to you at the basketball game.
Oh,
and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude,
Yes.
Coach Mo, the new principal here at Sulphur Springs High School, Big Mo rocking.
Dude.
Coach Mo.
He doesn't live in Mount Pleasant though.
Maybe
We got that. We got that hint.
He lives in Dangerfield. Is that close to
He
Mount
Anyway,
has
what's,
lived in Dangerfield. No, not really.
For anyone that doesn't know, I know we
No
do this
clue.
every single time. Let me
No, it's been a while.
very quickly. If you don't know who Tiger Shadowclaw is, he is an anonymous. You already shown?
Trying to, if it'll grab focus.
Tiger Shadowclaw is our anonymous viewer, and each week, Mass Singer style, he sends us clues as to who he is. He has sent us pizza. We love him. Can you explain what the hint was?
I don't know who this is.
Yeah, you need to do the little backward search thing. The
Okay.
song is the Saved by the Bell theme song.
Okay. Yeah, who is this person?
I'm working on it.
You already showed the camera.
Yeah.
To me, if that person is someone in education, that could be like maybe they're
It's Coach Mo.
no, maybe they're in education.
Maybe.
Dennis Haskins
I do have
as Mr. Richard Belding.
so I do have a new
In
person.
Saved by the Bell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do have a new person in mind, but I'm not sure I want to say it on air
Why
because I don't want to ruin it. But
No, I feel like if we get it, that's part of the puzzle.
Yeah.
well, it is. 1 second.
Hey, what's the guy's name?
Richard Belding
Okay.
was the principal
Saved by the
of
Bell.
Bayside High School.
Yeah, Bayside. Okay.
So if it is someone in administration, if it is someone from Mount Pleasant, we do know Coach Cluley from Mount
Yeah,
Pleasant.
that's true.
He's always been very welcoming to us. He was in Mount Pleasant when we were in Mount Pleasant. I doubt he would have taken the time to make
Yeah.
the sign and give to somebody, but just thought. Have you met Coach Cluley in person?
Don't know.
No, because he wasn't there when you were playing. I don't think.
Well,
That would have been the only.
my brother-in-law, so Jill's sister's husband is a coach at Mount Pleasant, but he would have been actively coaching when the Mount Pleasant hit happened.
Yeah.
So it's not. I feel like that rules it out.
Yeah, but that could have been made early in the day and just gave to whoever and be like, hey, at some point run that up to the Chad's media people.
Now, I'm gonna have a bone to pick with him because he needs to focus out there. Okay, you need to
Well,
lock
they-
in.
they did enough.
They did
Let's say
thump
they're
us that
pretty-
night.
They
They're
were
like-
pretty
They
focused
did
that
get
night.
after us.
All right. Well, I don't know that we're any closer than we were before.
Are you a
He's-
principal? Are you in administration?
He said he was going to give us his biggest clue
That's what
yet.
I'm saying.
Is this the biggest clue yet? Or
So
did we
you a
miss
Dennis,
that?
principal?
Dennis Haskins. No, that wasn't the biggest clue. The biggest clue was the Mount Pleasant part.
No, he messaged me, and
After that night, he told us next
Oh.
episode, I got the biggest hint yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis Haskins, who plays the actor, is from Chattanooga, Tennessee. He sent a sticker. Are you a principal?
There were a couple more things I wanted to bring up before we get off of here tonight. I meant to bring this up last time and I forgot. Stat of the day: under Nick Saban, Alabama had more players drafted in the first round, 44, than he had losses.
Yeah.
Only 29. So like considerably more first round draft picks than losses. I also wanted to mention today, the top 100 prospects were released.
Saw that.
The Rangers not only have 3 of the top 100, they have 2 of the top 10.
Oh,
One of which has already won a World Series.
I saw
Oh,
a list.
man.
Maybe it was outfielders where we have like 2 of the
Oh.
top 3 outfielders.
They did. Was it USA Today? Baseball America put out their like top 10 at each position. Only had Bombi at 9 as far as right fielders go. Felt a little disrespectful.
No. I'm talking about prospects. I saw where like
Oh well,
I saw where like Evan Carter was 2 and Wyatt Langford was 3 on
Yeah.
something.
not top 10, top 5. Yeah, they had 2 of the top 5. Wyatt Langford and Evan Carter. Again, one of which has already won a World Series. The future's bright, man.
And I don't know that he's the best one.
No, Wyatt
I
Langford
think
might.
Wyatt Langford might be the one.
I got my first taste of Wyatt Langford during the College World Series. LSU and Florida obviously had a 3-game set, and he was obviously that was college, but that was the first time I can remember in a while where every time he came up is like, walk him, don't throw to this dude. Only bad things can happen if you throw to this dude. Wyatt Langford's a beast. Could very well be on the opening day roster, and he was drafted last June.
He will be.
In less than 12 months after being drafted, he could be on the opening day roster. That is incredible.
It's amazing.
It's like I've said though. He went and played big time Division I college baseball. I feel like the development part with a high school kid and him way different.
Yeah,
If he's
so-
ready to rock, Put him up there.
I had this conversation. I said this on air when we drafted Wyatt Langford. When you're a team like the Rangers and you're this close, draft a college dude. If you're the
Yeah.
Tigers, if you're the Pirates, draft the 18-year-old high school kid. Hope it works out in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. But
Yeah.
when you're this close, if you can take a player who you think he might not have the ceiling that other people do, he might. But even if you thought, I don't know if the ceiling's there, but I know he is already very good, you do that. What?
I asked him, I said, are you principal? Do you work at the school? I said, I'll keep your secret safe, Coach Mo. He said, I do work at the school. Whoosh.
I'm liking my Coach Cluley guess, being honest with you. Or
Whoa.
Coach Abram.
It's possible.
Oh, he's not Mount Pleasant. My bad.
He's at Pittsburgh.
Crap.
Dang it.
Now I don't know now. I thought I was onto something.
Said he is. So he does live in Mount Pleasant?
Let's not pester Tiger Shadowclaw. He's given us enough tonight. We appreciate it, buddy. We appreciate it. Anything else y'all want to touch on before we get out of here? I do want to real quickly talk about the Bill Belichick of it all. What's going to happen? Do we have any thoughts?
Well, he's not going to be the Cowboys coach.
He is unfortunately not going to be the Cowboys coach. For that record, or for that matter, what do we think happens with Harbaugh?
I think Harbaugh probably goes to the Chargers, Belichick to the Falcons.
All right, I do want to interrupt this. So my one Mount Pleasant coaching connection that I can think of is Coach Van Bowen. He's not on the football staff anymore, but he does still have something to do with Mount Pleasant ISD
Okay.
in some capacity. I don't know. That's probably a long shot, but we always thought that the connection was with me.
Yeah,
I
we
know
know,
that, and
we
I
know
know
for
that
a
guy.
fact,
Yeah.
He told us that he has met you. I think he said he has seen all three of us, but has met
That's
you.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
And he
I've
may-
met that guy it's 7 or 8 times,
And
so
he
maybe
said
that's too many.
He said you may not have remembered him.
Danny, you said Chargers. Was that to Belichick or Harbaugh?
It has been a
Harbaugh.
while.
Okay.
Harbaugh.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
You know, he was the bus driver when Mount Pleasant had
Not
that.
Bowen. Not Bowen. Great guess. Phenomenal guess.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he messaged me that.
I'm
Okay.
getting it too, though. Not Bowen. Okay, well, that was my guess for tonight.
We're getting close.
That's my guess.
Danny, I also like Harbaugh to the Chargers. I also still think that's a very appealing job, by the way.
Yeah, and I think there's no way Harbaugh goes back to Michigan. I mean, there's a possibility, but like all signs are pointing to him leaving. McCarthy's out. He's leaving.
Yeah, my quarterback's leaving. I'm already getting NFL interviews.
Yeah.
If that's something that I was thinking about, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, quarterback, star running back.
Because it'd really suck if you came back and then Ohio State was like, all right, buddy,
Well, now
we're ready to rock now.
Well, and the whole division as a whole is getting harder.
The Big Ten?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because now Washington's in
For sure.
there, Oregon's in there, correct?
Everybody, yeah.
Like
It's-
everybody,
it's
the
loaded.
whole, yeah.
USC is loaded.
Oh,
I'm ready for the 12-team playoff.
I am as well.
I'm ready for college.
Oh,
I'm ready for college football, baby.
We can't-
Apparently, July 12th is the date.
Yes.
I'll be
Well-
taking off work that day.
We'll see. Oh, yeah. None of y'all will
We'll see.
ever see me again.
Yeah. You got to get a new Xbox or PlayStation.
You do as well.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Which means
You guys need some money.
Which means I'm not getting the new. I'm gonna come over to your house.
You guys need some money.
That's still funny, by the
I'm
way.
gonna be knocking on your house at like 9 o'clock.
That's like
Just-
the meme. She's like, watch out. There's poor people around.
Hide the money,
Hide the
y'all.
money,
There's
y'all.
4 people
There's-
around.
That's hilarious. Also, was not expecting a Chappelle Show reference tonight
Oh, my
made by someone other than me, so that
Yeah.
makes me happy.
Is that from the Chappelle
It is, yeah.
I didn't realize that. I've just always
is.
seen the meme.
Hey, Ryan, I'm outside your door right now. Like, is there any chance I could come inside and play? Like,
Just
He's
wanna-
just talking about,
Hey,
Jill's
hey,
like,
Jill.
what is Corey doing on the Ring doorbell?
hey, Jill,
I-
is Ryan home?
I just want to get some recruiting done real quick.
He said I could do
I have
a franchise
I have
on
to
this.
check my dynasty. I've got a 3-star visiting
I'm
tonight.
walking
Yeah.
2 streets over. I'm riding Judah's back. Just
Anything
Oh,
else?
man.
oh my gosh, that's funny.
Stars are still phenomenal.
Stars are really
1-5-1
good.
last night.
Yeah.
Technically, we still got 15 minutes if you want, because we started late.
Y'all,
true.
What do y'all want to do
That's
for
true.
15
Oh,
minutes?
dude, the Cowboys. No, play.
We didn't really get into
So what
it
about
earlier.
Dak, guys? What about Dak? That's the question.
The hard part, there's just no easy answers, man.
You know what we
No
could
easy
do?
answers.
No, y'all aren't ready to do that yet.
Uh-oh.
I was going to say you could pull up PFF. We could do a little 3-round Cowboy mock draft.
Nah, I need a little. I need
Okay,
a little.
I didn't
Yeah.
I need a little time. I need a little time.
I didn't figure you were
I need a
quite
little
there
time.
yet.
I don't know what position. I don't know.
Well, you got to see who resigns. You know, all
Yeah.
these things.
I
Oh,
don't-
Quinn Ewers going back to Texas, huh?
Yep.
Yep.
Picking up some recruits from Alabama.
Boy, it's just becoming
Yeah.
Alabama West, I guess. Goodness gracious.
Can we acknowledge y'all essentially wrote off my Kellen DeBoer idea?
What was your?
I said that
with-
they would
yeah,
hire
that's
him.
right.
Okay,
right.
listen. I really
I thought
I
Jeff
wrote it
Traylor
off-
was a shoe-in.
I wrote it off. I wrote it off from Alabama's standpoint. It's a great move for that guy because he's at his ceiling with Washington.
Facts.
I think
Great move for that
I think
guy.
the hat might be too big
Yeah.
at Bama for DeBoer or however you pronounce it.
He may be just the axe guy. They're like, we don't really think you can get it done, but
Again,
just give it
it's
a
like
shot,
we said,
buddy.
the best possible position you could be in
Is
is
the
to be
guy
the guy
after
after
the
guy.
this
100%.
dude when he,
Yeah, DeBoer's gonna get 3 seasons.
if that, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna lose to
College
Chattanooga.
football's
They're gonna
about
lose
to-
No,
to
they are
Chattanooga
not.
North.
College football is about to look so different, guys. Like I
I'm
don't think
excited.
you guys
It's a
are
new era of
quite.
college football.
I don't think you guys are quite ready for how different things are about to be.
Oh, I'm excited.
You're gonna have the days of, oh my God, we lost week 1. We're out of the national championship race. Those days are gone.
Yeah,
Those days are gone.
Even the days of like, we took our second loss. It's over. Not really.
But it's like LSU. They lose
yeah.
they lose a tragic one against Florida State 2 years in a row.
Yep.
And you're thinking, season's over.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They're not gonna run the table now.
No more.
But now it's like, man, we really need to schedule Michigan, or we need to schedule
Yeah.
because that's gonna matter
Well,
in
and
a
that's-
12-team deal.
That is why I was so happy that the committee put
Yes.
Texas and Alabama in.
Yes.
because they're saying if you want to do a cupcake schedule,
Yeah.
this is what's going to happen.
Yeah,
to
because
you.
in this 12-team deal, I won't schedule anybody. And
Yeah.
we'll go undefeated.
Yeah.
Well, you'll probably get punished now.
I'll play Detroit Mercy 13 times in a row.
Oh, dude, who was it?
I think they're just a basketball school, maybe.
Oh, they might be. Either way, they're
Danny Wall asked XFL.
I'll still schedule them.
XFL/USFL thoughts.
Oh,
Also, I think we
great-
did this last week,
great
but let us
question.
know the number 1 team you're the most excited to do a dynasty mode with. A lot of people like Wyoming.
Sam Houston.
I'm a big Tulane guy. Sam Houston would be incredible for you.
That's like
that
that's like
rules.
the perfect one.
That
Okay,
rules.
I want to throw this out there. Listen to this stretch. Listen to this schedule for the Florida Gators in 2024.
Oh, they've got it
Holy
rough.
crap!
They've got it
Holy
rough.
crap!
Okay.
Somebody did not.
All right.
like-
Miami. Okay.
Yeah.
Just got Cam Ward. Then they play FCS Samford, whatever. Then they've got Texas A&M,
Okay.
Mississippi State. Okay. UCF. Okay. Whatever. It's about to turn it on a little bit.
Which, by the way, they only win they lose 1 or 2 of those already.
oh yeah.
At Tennessee
least.
versus Kentucky.
Okay.
Georgia on a neutral field.
Okay.
At Texas. LSU at home. Ole Miss at home. At Florida State. Holy cow!
They might not win 6 games.
That's tough.
Probably not
They're
going to win
not
6
winning
games.
6
yeah.
games.
That's tough.
They're
Probably
not. They're
gonna win
not.
6 games.
They're not favored at Tennessee. They're
No.
not favored versus Georgia. They're not favored versus. Or they're not favored at Texas. Not favored versus LSU. Not favored versus Ole Miss. And probably not favored at Florida State.
They
Probably
may
not
be.
Miami
They
either.
may be the first 6-win team into the playoff.
Oh man.
They're like, hey, if you get through that, guys, you're
yeah.
in.
Yeah. If you just finish the games in that one, we'll think about it.
Cover the spread, and we'll get you in.
Okay. How many? Let me. This will be our last question. Then we can get out of here. In this 12-team playoffs, are there more new SEC teams making it, or or more new Big Ten teams making it?
I think it's a mix of both because both conferences.
Which one's going to be better? They're both going to be really good.
SEC are going to be SEC is going to be the best, no doubt. But Big Ten's going to be tough.
I might.
I think
Oh.
top to bottom,
Let's
SEC
see.
is obviously better. Like their worst team is way better than what the Big Ten has. But I do think the top of the Big Ten is real deal.
Yeah, and you can easily get away with just 1 loss
Yeah.
in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You get a handful, not a handful, but you get 3 or 4 1-loss teams that could all sneak in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Danny did ask about the XFL, USFL thoughts. Do you have any?
First of all, I'm really glad that they merged.
Yeah. Sure.
Because I think a spring feeder system product is certainly what needed to happen in the world of football. But when you had 2, it's like, okay, now it's kind of lessening the product.
Yeah.
Like, let's have one feeder rules tester spring thing that we can all watch. Let's not have two.
They were both unwatchable.
It'd be like if there was 2 G leagues.
Well,
You're just,
so
you're
the
just splitting
XFL
talent.
yeah, but you're not watching the G League.
No,
They're trying to get us to watch this.
The XFL
Oh,
had kind of the
They got us, boys.
sorry. It's really good for football. It's really good for. I've got lots of teammates that are now in the UFL, and so
Well-
it's great.
Well, we got a kicker out of it.
Do y'all want to
The
do?
best kicker in the NFL.
Yeah, we got him out of it.
Yeah,
Um,
facts. Do y'all want to do a down and out UFL?
Let's just make a
Fantasy
team.
draft?
Let's own a team.
You want
Let's
to?
buy a team. You know.
That'd be cool.
I do have a thought. Do y'all think the Bears are going to trade the number 1 overall pick with Caleb Williams announcing to the draft? Do you think there's any way?
I would.
Well, what I'm saying, because he was like, I need assurance that. Which I don't
Apparently
know if
that
that was a real
apparently that
Nah, that
wasn't
was
true.
thing. Oh, it was fake. Okay, that was
then
what
he
I was
came
thinking.
because then he came out and his agent said that
Yeah.
Caleb will be excited for whoever takes
I
him.
still think they trade that pick though. If I can
Oh,
trade to the
yeah.
3, 4, 5 range, which I think you can,
Get
I
Penix.
would
What do you think?
get
Ryan?
Penix.
Get Penix and
No, I think the money part is the interesting part about it because it was like kind of you brought it up, Corey. Like you have to pay Justin Fields now, or you can wait and pay Caleb Williams later.
yeah.
But it's like, Justin Fields. Well, we can pair some really good players with him now.
Yeah, which you were doing. I mean, they finished the season
it's
strong.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think they get a. Good,
I think you take. I think
they
you
get a
rock
good
with Justin
offensive
Fields.
lineman and a good target for him. And
Let
it's
me-
a whole new
Let
world.
me rock with Justin Fields.
think
Let
you
me
rock with Justin
trade. Let me
Fields.
trade this pick to the 3, 4, 5 range. Get a few more draft picks. I've been
Get,
drafting pretty well.
Marvin Harrison. Yep.
Harvin Harrison.
There you go.
His dad killed a guy.
Well,
did?
so did CJ. Well, no.
Don't
Did
say that out loud. No, I don't think so.
So what if CJ Stroud and Harvin Harrison form like the best our dads should be in jail or should be in jail duo that the NFL has ever seen?
We appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. Sorry for the delayed start, much
It
like
is
the Dallas
Houston,
Cowboys. It
you
was
know?
at a.
It'd be
We
perfect.
apologize. We'll keep hanging out with us throughout the NFL playoffs. That's Ron Humphreys, Corey Hankins. I'm Tyler Lynn, and we're down and out. Love y'all.